Hey everybody, listen, it's Wednesday, it's trending topics. Y'all in the building, y'all know what to do. Hit that like button. That's your ticket on this train ride. Hit the like button. I see y'all out there. Thank y'all for spending Wednesday with me. Listen, it's trending topics. We got stuff to talk about, okay? The title is simple. It's called Crazy. Crazy. You got a Wendy Williams update. Her lawyer, he's her personal lawyer. He's not a guardianship lawyer, but her personal lawyer, Joe Tacopina, he said that the news about her diagnosis being leaked, he said it's fake news. I'm paraphrasing, but he said it's fake news. He said he wants to see the actual report. He said, first of all, that nobody should be leaking Wendy's business. And he said those that are putting the business out in the street, they got an ulterior motive. We're going to talk about it. Got to have a conversation. It's crazy. When it comes to money, people lose their natural mind. I would never want to steal somebody else's money. I don't know. I just wouldn't even feel right. I would feel like things are not even going to go right for me because this is ill-got money. It's not my money. But we're going to talk about it. Shannon Sharpe, 2024 was a good year for him. Was it 2024 when he did the Cat Williams interview? He was on a high note. And then he was scheduled to get $100 million contract. And all of that in the blink of an eye got tossed up in the wind because all his dark, dirty, nasty secrets are coming to haunt him. Y'all want to know what's so funny to me? What's funny and interesting to me is you got everybody out there, because they heard about Astroglide and baby oil, calling Diddy a monster. A monster who needs to be thrown up underneath the jail. But then in the back end, we hearing about so many people that are doing some crazy, egregious things. So Shannon Sharpe, he acknowledges 3 kids, but allegedly he has 4. This Michele that has been trying to sue Shannon Sharpe for decades now, darn near, she is like a dog with a bone. She's not letting up off his neck. Michele came out and said that, Shannon Sharpe has a 4th child. She's telling all the business. Shannon Sharpe better take a second mortgage on his home. I don't know, borrow from the friends and family. See if he can get a personal loan. But he needs to throw some money Michele way because Michele is going to tell all his good business. She is not letting up. She's relentless. Telling the business. So we're going to talk about it. It's crazy. But it is what it is, and we got to talk about it. Now, the body cam footage. Holler to the body cam footage. The body cam footage of Sha'Carri getting arrested at the airport was messy as I don't know what. It's crazy. She called her boyfriend a coward. Yes, she did. She was mad at him because she was getting arrested. And they both lied to the cops. They both told the cops that they just had an argument. No big deal. But it was more than an argument. She pushed and shoved them, and the cops was telling her in D.C. they don't play that. They said it's a DV situation, and they did not need the boyfriend to say he was a victim because they got the footage and they locked her up. She didn't resist, but she was telling that boyfriend off. And she also said, you know, that she what did that girl say? Oh, she said, I got footage in my phone of him putting his hands on me. Then later on, when she apologized to him too and told him she loved him. If he was your son, what would you tell him? This situation, and I wouldn't be surprised if she has some footage or something of him putting his hands on her. Listen, the whole situation is messy. It's crazy. And they probably put their hands on each other, but he was smart enough not to put his hands on her in the airport. All I could say is, if that was my son, I would tell him, run and don't ever look back. And if you did put your hands on her in this relationship, I'm going to need you to get help. It's a mess. It's a hot, stinking, nasty, filthy, dirty mess. And we're going to talk about it. Y'all know, come on, stay away, stay away. Yeah, he should have been paid Michele off. But now a baby girl got all the money. And Michele is out here hot, pissy mad because Michele is thinking, oh, this chick got double-digit millions. And I was with you for 10 years and endured so much pain. And you don't want to pay me? Michele is getting nasty in this fight. She not playing. Michele going to get her some money. Now, I don't know where she may get the award. I don't know where he going to get the money from. But Michele is not going. I'm sorry, y'all. Michele is not going away. So he, like I said, if he got to take a mortgage out, a borrow from the friends, the family, Ocho Cinco, he needs to find some money for Michele and tell Michele, listen, I'm sorry, this is all I got. This is all that's left. After all, paying the lawyers, paying the lawsuits, this is all I got, Michele. Can you please take it and leave me alone? Get up off my neck. Because right now, Michele got both her feet on his neck. And she refused to get off. Now, y'all know what time it is. Okay, it's time for me to bring the people on in the building. So y'all know what I need. What I need in the chat, I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Wednesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Crazy. Wendy Williams, lawyer, speaks, and he's pissed. He said, we're going to sue, and sue again. You know, we in the day and age where everybody just said, you know what? You want to play with my name? I'm going to sue you. We got Shannon Sharpe secrets, and Sha'Carri Richardson calls out boyfriend, called him a whole coward. Crazy. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva. Hey, Savannah.
Hey,
Julius.
Hey, 48.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
y'all. 48.
Hey, listen.
Hey, Wayne.
Listen, tonight we got to give some advice. We got to give some advice, okay? Because we got to, let me see. Because we got situations here. All right. So I guess, you know what? Let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start with Wendy Williams. We're going to start with Wendy Williams because this situation is crazy. Now, I will say this. Let me be clear. And this is just a diva thought. Is Wendy the same Wendy she was when she was doing her talk show? No, she is not. But does Wendy need to be in this strict, heavy guardianship with a perfect stranger? No, she does not need to be. I think she should be with a family if they want her. So Wendy Williams and Joe Tocopina, attorney, caused BS on alleged test results. So I reported yesterday from People magazine that they claimed she was retested and the diagnosis remained the same. Wendy Williams' lawyer is challenging the alleged test results that reportedly prove she has dementia and aphasia, insisting those spreading the claim are acting out of self-interest. Joe Tocopina tells TMZ Wendy's leaked medical diagnosis is false and is being spread by a party with a vested interest in keeping Wendy trapped under this excessive and restrictive guardianship. He adds the leaking of the alleged diagnosis is a total violation of Wendy's rights as a human being. Tocopina ends his statement saying the critical questions are these: where is the actual medical report supporting this leak? And who is the doctor willing to go under oath and face cross-examination by me so the truth is exposed? Oh, he is, honey. He's pissed. Let's take a look at this. Hold on.
Wendy Williams may sue the people, in fact, not may, will sue the people who are responsible for putting her in this guardianship that has lasted more than 3 years. And I want to say right out of the gate, this guardianship is ridiculous. Wendy Williams should not be in a guardianship. I know Wendy Williams. I have spent hours talking to her. She is the same person she was 10 years ago when she was on TV. And yes, she had a battle with alcohol and was off the rails 3.5 years ago. But she's not off the rails anymore. She hasn't been off the rails for a long time, and she is stuck in what she is calling a luxury prison. So we got Wendy out with her lawyer, Joe Tacopina, and they were celebrating her birthday at Fresco by Scotto in New York City. So we got them coming out. I want you to hear what Joe had to say, because I know Joe, and Joe means business.
What's next in trying to get her out of the guardianship? I know it's a very big question, but
what's next is hopefully justice. I mean, it's been so long, and I'm not a guardianship attorney. I'm Wendy's personal attorney. But this process is really despicably slow. This is a person who is control of her faculties and is a great human being. And it sickens me, honestly. This is not even about a case for me. It's about a cause. And I'm going to do everything.
I just had a birthday and I'm still in guardianship. If that doesn't say enough, I don't know what does.
Now I have a question. Can we see a potential lawsuit down the line, given the way she was?
Those who are responsible for her status, her basically incarceration, will be held accountable. There's no question about that. My goal right now, and the priority, is to get her back home.
So, I got to say, he means business. I mean, Joe said, I'm going to sue. The question is, who's he going to sue? Is he going to sue the judge, which he can't do?
No, he won't sue the judge, but everyone else is on the table. Wells Fargo, he thinks, may be behind it. He'll launch a full-scale investigation to see who's responsible, and he's the perfect lawyer for it because the language he's using it's sickening, it's despicably slow. He's a bulldog, and that's what you need in this kind of fight because it is a slow process. You don't just file motions and go away. You zealously advocate on behalf of your client, and you don't go away. That's the way to get her out.
So what they have to do is go to the judge. And this judge, I'm telling you from everything I know, is going to say, I'm not letting her out of the guardianship. This judge literally looked at Wendy Williams once in court and said, you had a great career, but your career is over. It's over.
That's a despicable comment. That's not a
so outrageous.
Temperament.
That is so outrageous. First of all, she's wrong. You're wrong, judge. It's not over. And Wendy Williams has a career when she gets out of this thing.
Hi from New York. I really wish they could start suing this guardianship now because it's been over 1.5 years. We've seen Wendy out and about. She's well put together. She's well spoken. She's out to dinner. She works out every day. What is the reasoning to continue to keep her in the guardianship? She wants to be able to control her money. She's been in a sound mind minimum 1.5 years. So they really need to get her out of there. They need to start suing now if they can.
It's a really slow process. By the way, she does not even know how much money she has left. I mean, they are keeping that from her. So I think this guardianship is an outrage.
The guardianship is an outrage, and for her not to know about her money is insane. To be clear, we're told Wendy and Joe have not seen the report sources told people about. Remember, people cited anonymous sources claiming the results of a series of medical exams show Wendy has frontal temporal dementia and aphasia. This is the diagnosis Wendy originally received in 2023. Sabrina E. Morrissey, Wendy's court-appointed guardian, recently filed documents which reveal Wendy would undergo a series of tests. and she asked the court to delay any further litigation in regards to a lawsuit with A&E about the documentary Where is Wendy Williams, until the guardianship court makes a decision. Williams wants out of the guardianship, and sources told us back in March that she proved competent after she was briefly let loose from her assisted care facility to take several capacity tests. We reached out to Morrissey. So far, no word back yet. Whoo, child. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, I think she's going to have two lawsuits within the lawsuits. One, okay, where do they read people's medical history on national television? I mean, nobody else, and you know, it doesn't need to be broadcasted that she has this, you know, frontal lobe with all that stuff. It's nobody's business. Okay, she's just ill. But to sit there and read somebody's medical records, that's fault. You know, it's wrong. Not only that, I think, because like I said yesterday, she ain't gonna never pass no medical test as long as she's getting examined by doctors that Sabrina, whoever they are assigning. She's never gonna pass any tests. Okay? And then I think what's gonna come up, if they find out that, well, that the tests were wrong, then they can say, okay, if that's not true, now you've defamed me because you told people I had this issue. So that's another one. But I hope Takapina is the lawyer that they say he is and goes down these rabbit holes and have these people shaking in their boots. Because when you start digging, you're going to dig up more information. It's going to be others. Sabrina's not the only one in this.
No, she's not.
I think it's Sabrina, the judge, the lawyer that they have, Wells Fargo, everybody. And if she's so sick and she has to be monitored and all that, well, go out on the street and get some of these people that's in the gutters, that's homeless, and that, you know, maybe they're homeless not by any means of their own, just things happen. Okay, maybe they have some mental issues. Okay, go get them. Oh, is it they don't have any money? Is that what it is? So their life has no value. So they're looking for clients. They're looking for real clients with money. But I think after this, this gonna put the spotlight on these people. I think Sabrina, because this ain't her first rodeo. This is not the first time she's done this. And she's still able to do, where they do that at? You abuse one person and then you go out and they give you a license to abuse somebody else. I mean, this is what's happening with people that don't look like us.
Yeah.
All aspects of it. Lock you up, throw away the key. If you have a different look, you know, lock you up and give you the key. It's ridiculous. I'm done.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
Diva, I agree with the statement that this is the type of lawyer that she needs, this type of a bulldog that is actually going to call these people to the carpet and have them put up what evidence they have to claim that Wendy is incompetent. I always had disagreed with the judge saying that Wendy's career is over, because I do believe that Wendy is that one.
You put yourself on mute.
I'm sorry, my dog was about to bark and jump on me, so I'm sorry. Wendy is that one TV personality that if she were to come back on YouTube, let's say, she would shut YouTube down. I've always believed, and yes, she's not the same Wendy that we knew and loved from the good Wendy Williams show years, but I know that so many people are rooting for her to come back and sit in that purple chair for one more day. And I can't wait to see her in that purple chair.
Mm.
that she still has some strength on in her to fight this fight, and I think she has the right lawyer.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, hey panel, hey chat. That lawyer scared me. He look like he's one of them big mafia lawyers. I hope he get everything that she's supposed to have. These people are taking advantage of this woman and taking her money. And then to tell somebody that your career is over, lady, your career might be over. Cause I know he can't sue the judge, but I wish somebody find some stuff on her to get her off that bench. Cause she's not the right type of person that need to be on that bench. I really I feel sorry for Wendy. I really do. For somebody to tell you when and where you can do and what you can do with your own money, then you don't even know how much money you got left. That's messed up. I've never seen nothing like this before in my life. But I hope her lawyer get everything that she deserves, and I hope the ones that keeping it from her, that got her in this thing, I hope they get all the karma that they need to get to come back to them, and maybe Wendy will come out better on the other side. That's all I got.
Thank you. 48, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, hey panel chat. Okay, it's a couple of things, Diva. You said some advice, right, for tonight, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Come on, talk.
Okay. So first, I'm gonna just point out a few things. To me, it's really sad. It almost looked like a slave auction back in the day. Like she has no autonomy over herself. Like the things that's going on with her money. Like she has no rights, and that is crazy to me. I think that her lawyer that she has is great, like Savannah, Wayne, and Kat said. She needs a bulldog lawyer. But I hope that he could kill two birds at one stone at the same time. Help advocate for these people with disabilities. Like you said, it's not just rich people that might have mental disabilities that need that kind of help. But the way that they're taking advantage of this lady, it is definitely others in our country going through this. We just don't know about it because they're not as rich, but they got enough money for them to, steal from them. So my advice to Miss Wendy is to stick with this lawyer and keep fighting for herself, her rights, and don't forget about the other people that are truly ill, and then other people that are in her situation too. She is the biggest voice for people with disabilities right now, to me. Even if she does have it or whatever, the fact that she's saying out of her mouth that she wants to go home, that is what's like, I'm not getting that. Even when people are in the hospital, they write out what they want. Why is this lady, and she's living, breathing, can't tell you what she wants, and you just honor that? Yes, she had a drug problem or alcohol problem, but let's put stuff in perspective. This lady went through a hell of a lot of stuff. Like, thank God that she had people around her, that she didn't do the unthinkable, and we wouldn't be talking about Miss Wendy today.
Right.
So they need to like take a lot of things into consideration when they're talking like she's out of her mind. No, her husband was cheating on her with the chick down the street. She knew about it. She was willing to keep it all under wraps as long as they ain't make her look like a fool. As long as they didn't make it for people to come back and be like, oh, look at karma. And they did all of that to that lady. And she still was trying to keep it under wraps and keep a ring on her finger and going to work every daggone day. Then her son going through what he going through, her family going through what they're going through with her, the people that she's lost in her family. God, like, give this lady some damn grace. That's all I got, Deepa.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Julius, your thoughts?
She didn't break no laws. And so, since, Sabrina has a history of taking people's money against their will, the test results need to be investigated. And Even if she does have dementia, she won't be the same as she was when she was on the show. She can have a home aid team of therapists and specialists that can help care for her at home. She could be with her son, and God forbid if it is her final days, right? She could be at home. Her son will have support in caring for her if this is the end. Anywho, let's not think that far ahead. What we can say is, instead of her being contacted initially, Wells Fargo started all of this. And the thing about it is, when Kevin Jr., okay, he was irresponsible at first, but then he got it together. When he was taking care of her, she was on a good, healthy regimen. She wasn't spiraling, and she was starting to, have life again. Locking her up in a memory unit, that's only if a person is severely incapable of taking care of themselves. And Diva, you're in the medical field. You have medical experience. You know where I'm hinting at with that. That's where a person should be in a care facility. She could still be out and about walking around. Like, no.
Assisted living.
Exactly. And she can even have help at home if that's the case. They did this because she has a major empire and they want their hands on that empire. That's what I think. And I also think Sabrina has karma coming her way, because what you do in this life will always come back on you.
Thank you, Julius. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So these cases are becoming a lot more common, and a lot of people are speaking out on it now, because you have to be careful these days. And no matter what age you are, make sure your medical paperwork is in order. So this don't happen to y'all, because there are people that are on the lower end of the spectrum that are being taken advantage of. Senior citizens, senior citizen check being taken by a conservator, their family members can't see them. What I think we need to do is figure out a law that better gets this into another language where it's okay for both parties. Because here's the thing. Everybody knows that dementia, you don't just one day lose. I mean, you don't just all of a sudden you lose every memory and cognizance. It's over the course of time you get worse. So if this is the diagnosis, move her closer to her family. Put her in a facility close to her family. And while she does have this cognizance that she can talk and relate to her family, let them have that time to bond with them, even if this is the case. Don't have her so far away from her family. They got her away from her family. Then they ain't giving her visitation rights. She don't get to go outside and see the world. Like, that is enough for anybody to break. You're isolating somebody. They don't do that in a jail cell. They give those people a break because you have to. I don't understand what's the big deal of her being put somewhere where she can be safe and still have her family. If you feel like you are in the right and this is the right thing to do, then move her back to Florida where her family is and put her in a facility there where at least they can see her. This is not fair to the family, and it's not fair to Wendy. She shouldn't have to suffer in silence by herself.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. In my opinion, we're going to go ahead and roll into the next story. The next story I'm going to do is this Sha'Carri. She calls out the boyfriend. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure I have the right screen up here. She calls out the boyfriend, calls him a coward. Now, let me say this. I do believe that if she wasn't who she was, would there have been arrest? I'm going to say no. But I also believe that you know, this was a hot stinking mess. I'm just trying to pull back up. Okay, it blinked out for a minute there. Okay, let me go ahead and share screen. I mean, if this was your son, what would you do? Sha'Carri Richardson arrest video. Olympian livid with her boyfriend after shoving. She called him. She said, "You're a coward." Hold on one second. We got to take a listen.
Is there anything I need to? Who was talking to you? Was there someone talking to you? Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey, you've been drinking? So this is the position that Christian told me puts me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have no problem with letting you know who I am. Haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that. Okay. An argument, and that's pretty much it. I just want to get your side. Okay, so absolutely. You can ask him whatever you need to ask him. But yeah, you're a coward. Is it Sha'Carri? Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri. Thank you so much, Sha'Carri. Hey, Sha'Carri. And I'm gonna do my part so you can do your best, document everything. I would never. I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay. I didn't assault him though. We have video cameras. I literally we were having an argument. I'm not resisting, so you don't have to do it harder. Christian, are you serious right now? Christian. He doesn't get a say. But I understand. We were arguing. But I understand entirely. We were arguing. Okay, I'm not gonna resist. But I'm telling you that we was arguing. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that your guys are doing this to me and he's the man in the situation, I'm gonna comply. Christian, are you serious right now? Christian, I'm about to go to jail because of you right now. You know what? Okay. Yep. Okay. I will never push you again. Ever. You gotta go this way. Okay. Can we please hold these, protect the shoulders or something? This is completely uncomfortable. Can I at least pay for bail? I cannot bail out? Can I at least take the clothes off in the back seat, please? I'm not gonna resist y'all.
Is your name Miss Richardson?
My name is Sha'Carri Richardson.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't have anything. You can take my hat off. I don't have anything on me.
So I'm just giving you a transport vehicle.
Can you please take these off?
Unfortunately not, ma'am.
I'm not a criminal.
I know you're not, but
I'm not a criminal. I had an argument with my boyfriend.
Can you take a seat in the car, please?
You know what? I'm not resisting y'all. I will sit in the car. This is crazy. Y'all not even listening to me. I do. You want me to take it off? It's not a weapon. I'm not resisting. How to argue with my boyfriend? Can y'all please just listen to me as a person? It's Sha'Carri. You have to go ahead and. This is crazy. Are you serious right now? Because I'm arguing with my boyfriend.
Miss Richardson.
So one thing.
One thing. I just want
what do you need me to do?
So they searched you out here, okay? Once we go to the jail facility, they're gonna search you again. If there's anything that they missed, it might be considered a felony.
I don't have anything on me but my corset. I'm letting you know right now. I have shoes on and my corset. I don't have any weapons or anything.
I just need you to just be calm for me. I know this is a bad situation.
My boyfriend.
I wasn't there. I'm just gonna try and help you.
I'm gonna take me to jail because I argue with my.
So Sha'Carri Richardson clearly didn't have much remorse in the immediate aftermath of shoving Christian Coleman into a wall. As the new police video shows, she not only lied about the incident to the cops, but repeatedly called her Team USA star boyfriend a coward. The frantic scene unfolded on July 27th at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, just minutes after Richardson was seen getting physical with Coleman during a dispute near a security checkpoint. This is body composition. Port of Seattle Police Department body cam footage shows multiple officers arriving at the site, which was crazy. We'll take a look. That's her grabbing him. He's trying to just walk away. You know, these two get into it like this in their house. She pushed him in the wall. He's still trying to walk away. She's still pushing him. I mean, what is she so upset about? Let me see. Officers arriving at the site to question Richardson and Coleman about the altercation, which seemed to bother the Olympic gold medalist. She looked annoyed, tried to downplay the tiff over and over again, and insisted she never put her hands on Coleman. We had an argument, she said. I'll be honest about that. We had an argument. That's pretty much it. She stated the quarrel all stemmed from lies Coleman had told her, but she was adamant, I didn't touch him. Oh, that's just a different angle. We'll get to that in a minute. As cops, though, said surveillance video told a different story. She appeared to become enraged with her boyfriend. And this is just a different angle. That's a real shove. And she did throw the headphones at him. I don't know if you saw it real quick, but she did. As cops, though, said surveillance video told a different story. She appeared to become enraged with her boyfriend. The police video shows she yelled, "You're a coward," while also telling someone in the area, "This is a position Christian Coleman put me into because he's a coward." At one point, she could be heard in the video telling Christian, "I will never F with you again." For Coleman's part, the police video shows he told at least one officer the tiff with his girlfriend never turned physical. And Richardson was ultimately placed in handcuffs on a charge of 4th-degree DV assault and spent nearly a full day in jail before being released.
So things being audio and video recorded. What's going on there? What happened? Something happened in the checkpoints?
We've been in the airport for a little minute.
Okay, and what happened? I mean, they call us for a reason, right?
Just a conversation that turned into a real shit.
Girlfriend, wife? Okay. For how long? Long time? Okay. So guy, he did.
But nothing happened.
If you guys make it on the plane, maybe you should go up there and ask for different seats. Just let some time kind of, right? So
no, you did not. No. I appreciate it. If you don't mind, could you de-escalate that? Just tell them nothing happened. Nothing going on. Obviously, she understands. She's very good.
Yeah, everybody says something.
We got to do all that?
Yeah. I mean, it's domestic violence.
No. It's not that.
Well, you guys are in a domestic relationship.
Yeah, but
state law.
It's
still called DV.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, it's no violence at all. It's no violence.
There's cameras on every inch of this place. I just got done watching camera footage. You want to tell me what actually happened? So she Do you want me to tell you what actually happened? She throws headphones at you. Okay. You guys come over here. Clearly, you can tell there's heated talk going on. But she shoves your ass over. You take that call for me. And she shoves you, right? You guys are in a dating relationship? Boyfriend, girlfriend? Is that what it is? Or is it marriage? Did I miss that? Just boyfriend, girlfriend. Did you say for a couple of years? Did I hear that correctly? Okay. That's an assault in the state of Washington. Huh? All right. Do you kind of understand where I'm going? That's an assault in the state of Washington. You guys are in a domestic partnership, which makes it domestic violence. All right. You're not seen doing anything on video. I'm not saying you're in the wrong here. Maybe this started somewhere else. But what she did is not okay. That's a crime. It's an arrestable offense.
Maybe it's my fault for reason. Am I allowed to intervene?
Not talk to her right now, no, man. You can tell you've been calm and cool this whole time. She's a little riled up still. All right. Whether you came here or not, this seemed evening. Okay. Whether you were to come here or not, TSA and all these other entities in the airport calls about everything. They have eyes on. They want to keep everything over here as smooth as possible. Do you get that? All right. You have your ID card on you? So there's more to the video than even I saw. She's grabbing at you, shoving you into the wall, and stuff like that. So, I kind of mentioned it, maybe he did, so I don't mean to step over him. Washington State, right? You're in a domestic relationship.
Please, let's stop. Can we just stop this right now?
So you're in a domestic relationship, okay? If an assault occurs within 4 hours, an arrest will be made. All right, then. If you want to cooperate with the prosecution stuff, you'll by all means write whether you do or don't. But that doesn't change the situation. She's going to be arrested and go to jail. Okay. Whether you want to be a willing victim, anything, it doesn't change the situation. Washington State's very strict on domestic violence, and for good reason. Domestic violence is not good. Okay.
Well, Richardson was ultimately placed in handcuffs on the charge of 4th-degree domestic violence assault, and she spent nearly a full day behind bars before being released. This is her apology. She remained mum on the matter until Monday night, when she said in an Instagram video she was seeking outside help on Tuesday. She issued an apology to Coleman. To Christian, she wrote, "I love you and I'm sorry."
And more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well, is something that holding myself accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but get myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit, and not allowing this moment, but accepting this moment to be more. And so my only thing is I want to be more, not even just for myself, for my family, for my fans, and overly appreciate y'all supporting me and showing up and even holding me accountable to being my best self. So more than anything, I refuse to my family, for my fans, and overly appreciate y'all supporting me and showing up and even holding me accountable to being my best self. So more than anything, I refuse to run away, but not refuse to run, but I refuse to run away, but face everything that comes to me head on, because everything on the other side is greater, but you got to go through in order to get there. So I'm Sha'Carri, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and one love, much love, and y'all be blessed.
A hot stinking mess. Wayne, your thoughts?
Now, you know this justice is not straight across the board.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just to bring up briefly, the Jonathan Majors. He was running away.
Come on.
And she was like a track star.
Mm-hmm.
They got this on video. And you see how that turned out.
That's facts.
Okay, I don't know if this had to happen with this young woman to learn or whatever, but the most I saw was maybe disturbance of the peace and maybe a fine. This was a waste. Okay, if I know he's saying how they're pretty strict on this is the law, blah, 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 you know, but I saw nothing more there than a couple arguing. Okay, I know she shouldn't have done what she did, but that's just, to me, it's disturbance of the peace. Now, to him, in the words of Maya Angelou, once somebody show you who they are, believe them. If he hasn't married this woman yet, he needs to just part ways at this point, because if you start off like that, it's going to end like that or continually be like that. Always going to be blow ups, whether it's at the home or whatever. You know, bail while you can. Don't even take this. Don't even procreate with somebody like this. And you're at the point that you can make this decision at a young age. I'm not saying you don't have to be friends or care for the person, whatever, but you see what you got. I mean, she's shown you her hand. So run for the hills, brother.
Run for the hills. Savannah, your thoughts?
Run, young man, run. This is so scary. And her apology was so empty. To me, it was a joke. It was like she doesn't believe she did anything criminal. I also thought of the Jonathan Major, because this young man was walking away, and she was being the aggressor and continuing to be not only in his face but in his face. So, and it's just sad. I really want to like this girl. I really do, because she's very talented, but she does not have a good village of people around her that nurture her and actually cover her, like take care of her. And every time I see her, she's doing something. You know, when she came back last year or was it this year for the Olympics, I had hopes because she calmed down her appearance, the hair, the nails, the lashes, and everything. So she had toned it down, and she wasn't as disregarding as she was in the previous years. And so I was thinking, oh, this young lady's starting to learn the power of her brand and how it's important, because that's how other people perceive you. But if you're walking around being aggressive, being a bully, having a domestic in an open space like it is an airport, and as busy as it is, and the times that we live in, I can't even imagine what they do at home or how she is at home. So I really hope that somebody pulls her collar and helps her protect her talent and her brand before it's too late and she just becomes a lost, forgotten track star.
Thank you, Savannah. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with Wayne and Vanna. She was acting like a grown person when she was doing the pushing and the shoving, but then she's crying like a child when the folks got her in handcuffs. You think about your actions, especially out there in public. I mean, you doing this in a place where everybody could see you. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, everybody have arguments with their boyfriends or girlfriends every once in a while. But the thing of putting your hands on that person is not called for. Well, I don't know what he did to her. It really doesn't matter for her to throw the headphones and pushing him and all that type of stuff. And she calling him a coward. No, he's not a coward. A coward would have hit you back. He kept going and kept moving. And you were still coming behind him. So she played little childish games, but she got a grown person a grown person charge to answer to. And it's ridiculous. Don't do that. And people already know who you are, girl. You're gonna lose endorsements. You're gonna do this. You're gonna feel like, okay, I don't want her endorsing nothing I got going on. She got a temper like that. No, you got the pass when you got caught with the THC. People gave you a pass then because of your mom. But the thing is, girl, you out there in the public, you in the Olympics, you a public figure now, and they notice, and your endorsement will drop in a heartbeat. So the thing of this is mind what you do because you don't know what the consequences is gonna be for later. That's all I got.
Thank you. 48.
Okay, so I do feel like she was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I do feel like they're young. And I'm going to say this from experience. I didn't know that I was an abuser until a judge told me I was an abuser. Sometimes, like, you don't know that your behavior is that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's like just how she grew up, not saying that, not giving her an excuse of putting her hands on someone, but I'm just saying, like, maybe she didn't look at it as such a big deal, like Wayne and Kat said. To me, it just looked like an argument. You know what I'm saying? The police could have, like, I guess, like, separated them or make her leave, take another flight. I think it was a lot, but I don't think that all of the criticisms and wanting to take everything away from the girl is, like, necessary. You know what I'm saying? If this was a person of another hue, I promise you people wouldn't be like, oh, take all of her endorsements and she don't need any help or anything like that. I don't think it would be the same. I don't think her boyfriend is a coward. But I do think that in the home, he probably shoves her back as hard as she shoves him, but he had more common sense to not do it in the public. I'm just not as hard on Sha'Carri because I could see a lot of myself in troubled young people because I was a very, very, very troubled young person. So, and I got many chances, and I think the same kind of chances should be afforded, especially to young people in our community that are successful. That, we know that she's lost people. So, like Savannah says, maybe she needs more community around her, more grown women of experience, been there, done that around her, instead of people of our community saying that she ain't worth a damn and take all of her money away and strip medals and all this other stuff. It sounded like the people of the other hue to me. I don't think that she needs to do any jail time, anything. I just don't feel like it was a big deal. I know that now they have to do something now, so maybe a fine, but to me, it was just a waste of taxpayer money, a waste of the police time. I wonder what was going on at the same time in the streets of their city while they arresting this girl for pushing her boyfriend in the airport. Now, I have sons too, as well, Diva. So let me put it on this side too. I wouldn't want my sons to be with a young lady that would be physical with them. You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't want that because I was that, and I was hell on the dudes that I was with. So I wouldn't want my sons to be with anyone like how I was in the past. But I also wouldn't tell my sons to talk bad about her, talk bad about her character for some things that happen in their personal life or in public, like this is. I wouldn't do that. I would be like Savannah said, hit the hills or where you need me to come pick you up at. You don't need to be around it, but I don't think you need to destroy her also in the process.
So let me ask you this. If it was him at the airport pushing and shoving her and he had thrown headphones at her, will we be okay right now?
Well, Diva, well, for me, I'm aggressive by nature because I had to be. So to me, if it was the same, I would still feel the same. Like, I don't think he should have been arrested or went to jail. It just looked like an argument. You know what I'm saying? Pushing each other, and it really looked like shoulder pushes they were doing to each other and like chest bumps or whatever. That's just my opinion. I'm never with domestic violence because of like my own situation, but I don't think that this is domestic violence. I just don't. Now, if he would have thrown a punch or something like that, or she would have slapped him, or that's different. But the pushing, that's just my opinion.
So let me just say this, and I'm coming to Julius. I'll just throw this out there in a conversation. Everybody was outraged when they saw the Cassie video. Diddy and Cassie in the hotel, right? What's interesting is it starts. Did I see the new footage? Somebody saying, did I see the new footage? I don't know. There's new footage. If there is, you got to tell me where to go find it, Dwayne. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see the new footage, but I'll say this: what we saw with Diddy and Cassie in the hotel, it escalated to that point. So what happens is, if you got a temper, it starts out like this. It starts out with a little pushing and shoving. The fact that, to me, she was comfortable doing this in public, that's what makes this really more problematic for me. So she's bad with the temper because she couldn't even control herself in the public. Measurement, I'll come back to you. Give me 1 second. 48. Measurement, thank you so much for the super chat. But remember, she had had a domestic assault with her girlfriend. We have to stop the trauma bonding. So are you saying she had a girlfriend before she dated this guy here?
She did.
Oh, she did. Oh.
Okay, but Diva, let me say, I get exactly what you're saying because that was my situation. Like when I tell you, the judge told me I was an abuser, and I had to go to groups about it, and I'm sitting in these groups like, what in the world? And I realized that, dang, I am an abuser, and I needed to change my behavior because they do get physical. Like I got assault charges. I fight. You know what I'm saying? But it takes sometimes for you to hit rock bottom like myself. But like I said in my commentary, I think that he should leave her. I would give him the same advice that I would give my son. You don't put up with anybody putting their hands on you, regardless if you like them, you love them, that's not the person they are all the time. That is who they are. Because it's almost like being an addict. You could say something to me and I don't want to click out, but I could.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. I just don't think that, I guess because I'm just a little bit too aggressive, it just didn't look like what I would call a fight. That's all I'm saying.
I got you. Maybe she's bisexual. I don't know. I didn't know she had a girlfriend before this Christian Coleman. But if that was my son, I would tell him to run. But she also said, so there's several pieces to the video. I just didn't have all the pieces. But she also says in the video too to the cops, she said, I got footage in my phone. I got footage in my phone of him touching me. So she said, why are y'all arresting me? It's a mess. Julius, your thoughts?
So you say you have, okay. I don't care if the girl's bisexual. As a gay man, let me throw that out there. I don't care about the sexual.
I don't think none of us do, Julius. I think they was just giving information. So go ahead, continue.
I wanna speak to the character. If you have history of DV, now you have people who work through it, being in therapy and everything else, and they know their limits and all of that. So they try to excuse themselves from the situation. But you have people who know how to put on a mask and have people think you are this great, amazing person, and that mask comes off. I'ma be frank. That girl's fake, phony, conniving apology video told me all I need to know. And this is what this is. See, the mask is coming back. The mask is coming back on, right? Sorry, I had a little burp going on. The mask is coming back on. She's like, if I make this video, I will be back in the no. I could see right through her. And the reason why I said I could see right through her is because in that video she had a smirk. Like, oh, people are gonna eat this up. She's not sorry. If she did it to her ex-partner and she's currently doing it to her partner, and you know, I have family members in law enforcement, and I say this on here on the panel. Those cops were telling the guy, look, we're not saying you're a victim, but they had to phase it in a different way. But my G, what we're telling you is what she put you through, especially out in public, is not okay. What she did, I don't care if it was a shove, a slap, or whatever. If you was having an argument, you was having an argument, but there was no shoving that needed to be happened. That's escalating the argument. Escalation. And to me, I would say to the guy, because he's probably in my age group, I would say, brother, you are seeing the red flag straight in your face. Dumper. She's not going to change. You've seen the apology video. She's putting the mask back on. She's not going to change. And I want to concur with 48 is saying, and I'm glad she's sharing more of her testimony. It's going to take this chick hitting rock bottom monumentously hard for her to change. And the thing about it is, she's not there yet. She's not there yet. So for the fella, pack your bags, cut your losses. If you guys are not even engaged, break up with her. Let me tell you, there's plenty more ladies in the sea. Take your time, find you, and then get back into the dating pool. You do not have to stay with women like that.
I appreciate you, Julia. So yeah, so the point I think the people was trying to make is her last relationship, there was a DV situation. This relationship is a DV situation. It's not looking good. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Okay, well, I'm gonna start off with the easy part first. That apology video. It seemed like somebody was trying to coach her from the side, because you notice she kept turning her head to the other way, looking off to the distance like she was getting approval from somebody else. So for that simple fact, I take that video and say that's trash to me.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's trash. Okay. I ain't giving nobody no chances on DV. Okay. I done told y'all plenty of times. I had to experience it growing up. I feel like if you have to put your hands on somebody, and this go for man, female, whoever, if you got to put your hands on them, leave them.
Yeah.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Talk about it.
And if you can't keep your hands to yourself, I suggest you go find somebody who can help you keep your hands to yourself, because you're going to run across the right somebody and they're going to show you how to keep your hands to yourself. Or you're going to be locked up. Okay, I am so tired of people giving people chances. If she wanted a chance, she would have took a chance. She would have been honest. She sat there and lied to the police, telling myself, no, she ain't put her hands on them. Like it ain't cameras in the airport. And the way he sat there and talked, I could tell this has been happening plenty of times. He was like, oh, this ain't nothing. So this ain't nothing, but what he done seen before was something. Okay, so if this is an indication of this ain't nothing, I don't want to see what the something is. Because believe it or not, any kind of violence towards somebody is, and you in a relationship with them, is technically classified as DV. Nobody deserves to be hit, pushed, shoved, slapped, nothing. You have the right to say what you want to say with your mouth, but keep your hands to yourself.
All right, we said it plenty of times over here. Keep your hands to yourself.
Diva,
Yeah.
may I add real quick before we move on?
Go ahead.
And after you finish saying what you're saying with your mouth, guess what? Move on. Guess what? It's less on the taxpayer's dime and you keep your freedom. Okay, that's it.
Woo. All right, let's roll into this last story. Shannon Sharpe. I mean, what a fool. What a fool. What a fool is all I can say. I don't know why he refused to pay this Michele, but Michele, whatever little integrity or whatever he got left, Michele is about to bury him. She's not playing. She's telling all his good business. He needs to find the money to pay her. And I ain't one to rush to say pay somebody, but Shannon Sharpe needs to pay Michele because she's pissed. So, that of course, Shannon Sharpe has a love child he kept secret from fans for years. Ex-girlfriend claims in abuse lawsuit. Plus the strange twist in the paternity papers. So Shannon Sharpe has a love child he's kept a secret from the fans for years. His ex-girlfriend has claimed in her ex-abuse lawsuit. Let me just pause that. I don't know why it's still playing. Let's pause that. In court filings exclusively obtained by U.S. Sun, Sharpe's ex Michele Evans claimed the former ESPN star has a fourth child whom he has never publicly acknowledged. She's getting down and dirty. The U.S. Sun has also separately obtained the original paternity case for Shannon's now adult child, who was born in 1993. According to Evans filing her lawsuit, she claims Sharpe has a documented history of deception and concealment, particularly when it comes to truths that might tarnish his public image. The NFL star ex-girlfriend, who claimed to have dated Sharpe for nearly 10 years, from 2002 to 2010, continued. At his Pro Football Hall of Fame induction speech, Mr. Sharpe publicly thanked his 3 children, telling them they had to make sacrifices that other kids did not. Mr. Sharpe has a 4th child, a daughter, who he has long denied. This is Michele talking. She's telling all the good business. She was not mentioned in his speech, nor has she been publicly embraced by him, despite her evident sacrifices and absence from his carefully curated narrative. This deliberate omission reflects more than personal failing. It reveals a pattern of exclusion and obfuscation to serve his image, even when that narrative distorts reality and causes harm. In her filing, Evans is alleging Sharpe apparent muddying of the truth. Also shows he may be doing the same when he has claimed he does not have the evidence she has requested in her suit against him. Such behavior is entirely consistent with his current refusal to acknowledge possession or control of the video evidence that has already been publicly referenced in legal filings, press statements, and even his own words, she wrote, referring to a sex tape between Sharpe and a woman who sued him for in Las Vegas lawsuit, which has since been settled. Well, I'm going to give this to him. I'll throw him a bone on this. He said in this statement that he didn't have the tape, because he had told Tony Busby at the time, he said, don't just play snippets of it, play the whole thing. A party who omits his own child from public acknowledgement while standing on one of the largest stages of his career cannot reasonably be presumed to act with righteousness when it comes to litigation and the preservation of damning evidence, Evans added. In the exhibit she shared with the court, Evans included Sharpe's Hall of Fame speech in which he thanked 3 of his children. In the speech given at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Ohio in 2011, Sharpe said, someone once said other things may change, but we start and end with family. As we start here with the end of my journey, I know I wouldn't be here without my family. To my 3 kids, Kayla, Kyrie, and Kelly, thanks for understanding when I promised to take you to the movies or the amusement park or to the mall, but because I ran myself into the ground or lifted myself into oblivion earlier that day, I didn't do what I had promised to do the night before. Thank you for making all of those sacrifices that other kids never had to make so your dad could live out his dream. Kayla is 32 years old. Shannon's son, Sha'Carri, is also 32, and his other daughter, Kaylee, is 30. Each of Sharpe's children is from a different mother, and the former First Take star has only publicly acknowledged his son, Sha'Carri's mother, Erica Evans, in an X post in celebration of his son's graduation. In the fourth child's paternity case against Sharpe, in which a judgment was ordered in 1997, the former NFL star agreed to waive his right to visitation, which was a move unlike that in his other 3 paternity cases. The final judgment and decree outlined that Sharpe acknowledges he's a biological father of the child who was born in 1993, and that he specifically acknowledges paternity of said child. Plaintiff, the mother, shall have the sole custody and control of the minor child. Defendant should have no visitation rights with the minor child. Sharpe agreed to various financial support arrangements for the child while waiving his rights to any visitation. The NFL star was, however, granted visitation rights with his other 3 children. In the former ESPN star's 3 other paternity cases, Sharpe was granted visitations along with financial support obligations. The U.S. Sun has chosen not to reveal Sharpe's 4th child's identity, and she declined to comment when reached. A representative of Sharpe's responded to the U.S. Sun's request for a comment. This is a still 28-year-old personal family court matter and remains entirely confidential. The Sun is creating a story where none exists. This is a private and confidential matter that was fully resolved between the parties almost 30 years ago, and there's nothing further to add, Sharpe's representative concluded. The U.S. Sun has also reached out to adult child's mother, who has not responded. Now, I think Michele, personally, I think she was wrong for putting this business out there. But you know what they said? Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. She's pissed at Sharpe. So she's going to throw whatever bone she got, she's going to throw it out there. That's why he needs to just pay her. Evans has been pursuing a legal war with Sharpe after she claimed he argued her and then proceeded to defame her publicly over several years. She has been fighting to keep an apparent S-tape of Sharpe and another R accuser who has been identified in court documents as Jane Doe from being destroyed, as she believes it should be used as evidence in her own case. Last month, Jane Doe settled her $50 million lawsuit against the famed sportscaster for an undisclosed amount of money, and the case was dismissed with prejudice. I heard it was $23 million he had to give her. ESPN parted ways with Sharpe 2 weeks after he settled the Jane Doe case. Evans currently has 2 active cases pending against Sharpe in court. The first lawsuit, filed in 2023, accuses the former star of defamation. Evans alleged that Sharpe had argued her and subsequently launched a public attack on her character. The second case, filed in 2024, targets several networks on which Sharpe has appeared. Evans also named various networks and media entities in 2024 suit, accusing them of being complicit in the production, broadcasting, and publication of harassing, defamatory, and retaliatory statements made by defendant Shannon Sharpe about the plaintiff. Our allegations. In Evans' lawsuit on December 20, 2023 in New York Supreme Court, she detailed a confrontation from 2010, referring to it as the biggest argument that we ever got in. Sharpe has denied all allegations against him. In an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun, Evans recounted of the alleged R. He was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me, and he wanted to have sex, and I told him no. So he overpowered me, put me to my knees, and put his private in my mouth. And after he got enough of that, he put me on a bed, and that was all a struggle. I said no, and I kept saying no. So it was the hardest thing. Yeah, this is just too hard, she said, her voice trembling as she recounted the alleged incident. Evans disclosed that she initially chose not to report the incident to authorities or involve the police. However, in her 2023 lawsuit, she claimed that Sharpe had threatened her to keep her silent. He started coming at me, saying that if I told anyone, he used everyone he knows to ruin me, which he basically has, she alleged. In response to Evans' interview with the U.S. Sun, Sharpe's team referred to a statement issued by his attorney, Mitchell. Sadly, Miss Evans became obsessed with Shannon and decided to manufacture a claim against him. When she could not find a lawyer to pursue her outrageous story, she filed a civil complaint on her own that is completely devoid of merit. Alleged battery arrest. As the U.S. Sun previously exclusively reported, Sharpe was arrested at least twice on domestic battery charges, once in 1995 and again in 2004. In the 1995 incident, Sharpe was involved in an altercation with a woman at his Atlanta home. At the time, a spokesperson stated each said they were hit by the other. Nearly a decade later, Sharpe faced similar charges involving another woman at his Atlanta residence. At Fulton County clerk confirmed to the U.S. Sun that Sharpe was charged with simple battery on July 22nd, 2004 in connection with that incident. The woman involved in the 2004 incident alleged that Sharpe physically lifted her to remove her from his home. The case was ultimately resolved through mediation. Oh my goodness. That's Michele, younger days. Shannon Sharpe, he got a mess going on. Wayne, your thoughts?
Now, Shannon Sharpe should have handled this a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he thought he did. Until Miss 19-year-old came along and got 20, 30, 40 million dollars. I think Shannon Sharpe made deals with these women. You know, they didn't report it. Like Michele, I think he made maybe a deal, give her a stipend every month. Being an older woman or older than this 19-year-old, and that man sounded good. Look, I'll give you this each month. And now Miss 19-year-old comes along and gets this much money. You got to pay. Not only her, now since all these women he didn't mess with, then seeing Miss 19-year-old get paid, they coming. They coming. Don't matter what you paid them to keep their mouth shut up. The other one with that whole description of all the stuff that he did to her, and you didn't file a police report. But now he gonna have to pay. They're coming out the woodwork, which they should. And I'm sure their stories will be believed based on Miss 19-year-old. I'm done.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
Well, I think I have a different mindset, and while we all can agree on Shannon just ruining his own career and his own opportunities, I don't like this story. I'm actually upset with Michele. I'm really pissed that she put this out, because I'm thinking about that son and what he must be feeling now. Did Shannon ever acknowledge him? And did,
It's a girl.
We have never known about him having a fortune. It's a girl?
Yeah, it's a girl.
Okay, so even worse. Even worse. I just think about this his other child that hasn't been out there in the public. He's only ever acknowledged, I've only known of him having 3 children. So that was news to me that he had a 4th. But if he had an agreement with the mother that, I'll take care of y'all, I just can't acknowledge him or have a relationship with the child, I just feel sorry for that child that was not acknowledged, has never been acknowledged as being his seed. He's only always talked about his 3 children, never mentioned his child. So I'm upset that Michele brought this out. Talk about I didn't need to hear this story. If she want to talk about something, talk about the how you accepted this behavior from Shannon for years. How you've been dealing with him, and if he's violated you in any way, I'm not negating her story, but she continues to allow Shannon to keep coming back. And I think she's also had some monetary gain from him in the past. So I don't want to hear from her. This is just, I think this is a money grab because the young girl got a great purse from Shannon, and Michelle's probably mad that she probably walked away with like 10,000 where old girl walked away with 23 mil. So I'm upset at the story.
Yeah, I speak to your own stuff. Don't put out somebody else's business, because you see how the girl and the mother said they had no comment. Katrina, your thoughts?
Y'all all right? I'm with Savannah. Leave that child out of it. Talk about what happened between you and him. Put your thing out there. Just say what you and him went through. Don't bring no child into this mess. And Michele her name Michele, I think. She been fighting this case for how long? And then she said no lawyer would take it, so she had to file it for herself. Shannon Sharpe just came out and just made just embarrassed himself, just made a complete fool out of himself. This is just ridiculous. All the money in the world, and you want to be a predator, as Felicia would say. This is ridiculous. But ladies, stick to your story. We don't need to know about no child story. Stick to your story, because we didn't ask for that. And whatever happens, happens. Like I said, they gonna come for that pocket. They gonna come for his money. And I don't even think he got that much left. So, good luck with that one. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. 48.
Yep, I totally agree with Savannah and Kat. Just stick to your business, the business that's kind of paying you and not paying you. We really don't care about it. It makes her son, like, I feel bad for him because it's, or daughter, who, whatever child, it puts them out there. Like, heck, the dad didn't acknowledge him this whole time. Like, why would you even bring that wound back up? And for Shannon, I really don't feel bad for him. Like I said last time, any woman that had any issue with him, go collect. Go get you a lawyer and go get your money. Because what you do in the dark surely comes to the light.
Yeah, I agree. This Shannon is a hot stinking mess. Hot stinking mess. Julius, your thoughts?
I don't feel bad that he has all this flack coming his way. He has the arrogance and ego of the big tough guy. Oh, I got it like that. Okay, well. But I do want to concur with what Savannah, Katrina, and 48 are saying to Michele, is that she needs to stick to her story. The litigation about the estranged child was handled, as Shannon's lawyer said, 30 years ago. They've been there, done that, wrote the book, and signed, sealed, delivered. That did not need to be a part of her paperwork. But that's what made her story sketchy, because it's like a cry for attention. Oh, believe me, sweetie, we believe you, but don't bring unnecessary things that have nothing to do with your claim.
Yeah, thank you, Julius. And honestly, I don't know how she feels this sex tape from the other case is going to help her case. She's all over the place. But in my opinion, your thoughts, but I still think he need to find the money and just pay her so she can go away. Go ahead, in my opinion.
First of all, I wouldn't pay her nothing. Okay? She'd have to sue me because she got her money. She was getting $50,000 a month while she was doing what she was doing. Listen here, if you sell your body and you sell it for cheap, Don't get mad when somebody else come and they know they worth.
Mm.
You can't come back and cash in and say, well, woe is me. I want my money too. You got yours. Sorry. I don't feel sorry for none of them. I don't like this story for the simple fact that you're dragging somebody in. It ain't none of your business. Shannon should turn around and sue her for letting out his personal information. And the daughter should sue her for putting out her personal information. The whole family should just get rich. Okay? And then Michele will learn to keep her mouth shut. See, that's why no attorney will take her case. Because she already got paid, first of all. They can't argue that she owed anything because he was paying her. And if you didn't like the treatment you was getting, you could have left at any time. You stayed there and kept getting paid for it. So you got what you got. Shannon trash too. You could throw him in the dumpster right along with you. But she got what she got.
I appreciate y'all. Listen, we did overtime tonight, but it was a crazy situation with some crazy stories. I'm wishing Wendy Williams the best. And what I really wish for Wendy Williams is that she gets to go and be with her family. I think they took a lot of her money, but I think she still should be able to get out of this guardianship and be with her family. And I do hope, I'm going to be very honest with you, I hope it, I'll say when she gets out of this guardianship, I hope we don't see a Britney Spears situation. That's all I'm saying. Shannon Sharpe, when you messy in the streets, your mess comes to slap you in the face. And so here comes his mess. And it's a shame. This man was building a beautiful YouTube platform situation. Now he still got mad people in his chat, but he's giving up all his money. Like you working like a runaway slave, and then you got to just give out your money like that. You the fool. Tony Busby living the life right now. You ain't never lied, Measure Man. Yeah, not so sharp. He not so sharp at all. He's an old fool. And Sha'Carri, now that I know that there's added information that she had problem with her hands in her last relationship, I think she needs therapy. I think she needs therapy big time, and she needs to get it. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all for coming through and hanging out with me. Y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. Go ahead, Wayne. Did you want to say anything?
Choo choo. That was it.
Yes, good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.